Hello. So now we have decided to learn coding, and when I started, I spent a lot of time thinking which language I want to learn to code. So it ended up when I became a software engineer, I had to learn more than one language anyways, and since I had started with a language that was much more broader, C and C++, it was easy for me to learn the other languages because the basics are anyways the same. But I think it doesn't matter which language you start with. You can start with Python, which is much more closer to English, and it doesn't matter so which language that you're actually going to start with because the basics are the same across many languages. So let's start with Python. Okay. So it is not found. Okay, so let's first install an IDE with which you can edit Python code. So I'm going to use something called VS Code. So this is a free software. It is available in most of the operating systems, all of the operating systems, Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. So you can download whichever is appropriate for you. So I have already downloaded it and I have clicked on install and I have it installed here. So I'm going to open my repo, like create a folder somewhere, and then first program or something. And then I'm going to create my first program. Let's call it Hello World dot py, which is an extension to say it is a Python file. Okay, so let's start with something simple, right? I want to just print hello world. It's as simple as this. You have written your first line of code. But how do we see if it works or not? This is just a statement. How do I invoke this? So I can go here and click on here, the run, start debugging. It says that I don't have an extension for debugging Python. So we're going to find an extension for debugging Python and install it. Okay. Let's go back to this and try this again. There is a Python debugger now. Let's choose that and then debug the currently active Python. Okay. So, all right. Is it going to do anything? Okay. It prints hello world. Perfect. Right? So you may want to, like, I think my system comes with Python install, like I have probably installed it somewhere some time ago. But if this step did not work for you, so go to this page, Python downloads, download Python, and install Python in your system. You may want to add the Python binary to your system path, following all the instructions here in this web page, so that your Visual Studio Code will know how to run Python. So like it knows where to get that Python interpreter from. So let me know if you have trouble with this step in the comments or in the channel. We will address it. So now that we have written our first statement, let's see how to make it much more, easy to work with. Now that I have printed hello world, I've decided I want to print my name. Let's say I want to print this. And then I want to put some information there. So you see, like this thing within the double quotes is called as a string. It can be anything, like any character, any number, any special character, including spaces. So whatever I put there is going to be printed. See? So the only thing that you may need to be careful about is having having a character that has special meaning. Like for example, the end quotes. If you actually want to put this within the quotes, this may not work because double quotes in this case has a special meaning that indicates the end of a string. But if your string actually includes a thing that you want to put in double quotes, what would you do? You would escape it. You would use escape character and say that, hey, I actually want to use the double quotes inside the string. Do you see this? Okay. So now you want to say print, make this be able to print anybody, right? Any person's name. So you can create a variable to store the name and another variable to store the age. And you can use those variables here. Oh, but do you see the variables are kind of interpreted like string. So if you print this, it's really not going to print Yaga or 34, but instead it just prints hello name and age. Wow, no, we don't want this to be interpreted as string. We want it to be interpreted as a variable, and we want the value of that variable printed here. So how can we do that? So first of all, we have to make sure that this is not a string. So we'll finish the double quotes here. And then let's concatenate this variable and the string with the plus sign, right? I'm attaching a variable to the string. Okay, so this is how I'm going to say hello name and again age. I can put here age and say age is this much. And I want a space in between. So I'm going to do that. Let's remove this. Ah, nice. Hello Yaga. Age is 34. Ah, okay, so age. Oh, it should be this way. Um, age. This is the string, and this is the age, actual age. So I need to put a plus before this, and I need to remove this. Ah, let's not worry about escape character now. You know what it is, right? Okay, let's just do this. Age, this. Oh, there is one extra double quotes here. Okay, is that it? Hello, name, space, age, this. Okay, this should work. Okay, hello, Yaga. Age is this. Okay, nice. So let's put a comma here too, so that the formatting is good. Okay, hello, Yaga. Age is 34. Fine. So if you want to change the name to anything else, remember you can just override it. Okay. Wow, nice. Okay. So that is why this is called as a variable, because it can change. The value can change. So whatever is the latest value that you give to it is the value that it's going to hold. So the value can vary. So that's why this is called as a variable. See how it's in a different font than compared to the rest of the string? Okay. The string can be anything you want, but name cannot be anything. Name has to be something that has been defined before. You cannot have something like this. It will not work. It says name 2 is not defined. Did you mean name? Yes, we meant name. Let's fix that. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so now we don't. So let's move on to say that we want to um, sort of do something else here, right? Print address and everything, like all the other stuff. We don't have this variable yet, so that's why it's in a squiggly line. If you want to reuse this piece of code elsewhere, you would have to have a name to it, right? So that you can call this. So let's give that name as print details. And then let's put everything under this function. I just clicked on tab, so it put everything in underneath this. Okay. Address is number 4, some street. Okay. So if I want to call this function from somewhere, so if, see here, if I click on run now, nothing is happening because this function is defined, but it is not called anywhere. So let's call this function like this. If I run it now, it should print me all these things. So if I don't want to have the name hard-coded here, but instead I want to print my name or anybody's name that I give from here, right? Or want the details to print their name and their age, what would I do? And their address. I can say, I can pass these information as an input parameter to this function. Can say name, age, address, and all these things that are defined here, it need not be defined here. So I can remove it. So I'll print again. Ah, what happened? Type error can only concatenate string, not integer to string. Okay. Oh, that's the problem here. Okay, so I'm passing an integer here, but it's not able to, the age is still an integer here, so it's not able to concatenate a string with integer. But that's okay. Let's just pass it as a string for now. Okay, but there are other ways to come around this problem, but for now, we'll just pass it as a string. So integer is just a number, string is anything within the double quotes. Okay, so now wonderfully, let's print another line. Yeah, so this is nice, right? So I can call this function however many number of times I want and give it totally different details, and it will print whatever I want it to print. I don't have to write this piece of code again and again, but instead I can reuse it by invoking with a different set of parameters every time. So this is how functions. This is called as a function. It's a same concept across all programming languages. It's just a piece of set of lines that you can reuse. So you give it a name and then you call it with the input parameters that you want the functions to have. So the function can also return a value. Um, it return something like print details true or false, something like that. And you can use that return value here. So we'll look at that next time. We'll look at more in detail about return values next time. But to get started, this is a good starting point. Thank you.